What's up, everyone? It's Diecastbuffet here again, guys. Maybe 2006 Matt Kenseth Team Caliber Dewalt Ford Fusion in the studio today. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, folks, here we go with today's Diecast review. A trip back to 2006. Who remembers how the radio was back in 2006? All the songs on that, man. Time flies. So this is a very unusual diecast for me to review on the channel because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really a Team Caliber guy, but I've had this diecast for quite some time. Got it about a decade ago, I think. Yeah. And we're going to be doing a diecast review on it. So the first thing that I noticed with this car is the heft to it. The whole bottom plate is indeed metal. The car is a bulky diecast mold, so there's a lot more excess diecast metal. This is definitely very heavy compared to most 164s. So you got Dewalt right there on the hood of the paint scheme. You have that silver line, which looks really good with that Dewalt yellow. Got USG sheetrock. This was the first year of the Ford Fusion in the NASCAR Cup Series. As 2005, they would retire the Ford Taurus. Got number 17 right there. Got Ford. No front contingencies. Oh, strike number 2 from Team Caliber. I'm kidding. Look, some people love the Team Caliber cars. I 1000% respect that. I respect everyone's opinions on this channel. But for me, the Hot Wheels Fords were my favorite ones. They just knocked it out of the park. I'm not a fan of bulky diecast molds, in my honest opinion. I like the wheels. They don't look too bad, but the bulkiness of the mold just, I don't know, man. The left side of the diecast, got the number 17, Dewalt, Carhartt. Got the Matt Kenseth signature. That looks so freaking cool. The little paintbrush stripes, if you will, across the A-post to the roof of the car looks so good, man. Got a little bit of a decal error right here. That should be all covered up. I'm assuming that's a factory error. Now, this is interesting to me, is there's kind of I don't know what happened here. I'm assuming, okay, I have a theory. So it actually chipped right here as well. It chipped here, and then it chipped here. And in the factory, they probably had a little jar or a little bucket of black paint that they can, touch up little factory oopsie-doos. And they touched it up there, and maybe it smeared. I don't know, because you can see a little bit of a blemish. That's a theory. They still do that nowadays. Like if you have like a blue car and there's a big paint chip on the blue wrap or paint, whatever, they'll have a little bit of you could tell they touched up with like a toothpick or something. So you got Nextel Cup Series. You have, I think, the Bud Pole Award. I'm going to zoom in here. I don't know. I can barely read that, to be honest with you. Is that a Budweiser Pole Award or no? I cannot. I have no idea. Got Commit. Mechanics Wear, got Gillette Mach 3, Autometer, Jessel, Mac Tools, EA Sports, Holley, USG, Ray Bestos, Checkers, Rallies, 3M, MB&A, and then Goodyear. Go ahead and back it out there. And, some people might say, well, this is closer to the plate mold, the Super Speedway mold. And that could be kind of true, but to me, I still think the Action Winter Circle promo mold would be a better fit. Now, this is one of the another strikes, if you will, about Team Caliber cars to me. No taillights. I mean, if it was 1992, I could understand because they used to not have the decals for the taillights and stuff. But it just looks goofy. And then having the back panel decal shifted all the way over here where the catch can used to be. That was a real thing. That kind of just irks me just a little bit. Got number 17 right there, Ford. Go to the right side of the diecast, and again, just I don't know, man. It's a very bulky diecast mold. Now, what's interesting is that they would actually start to phase out Team Caliber in 2006, and they would kind of, I think they rebranded to the Contender or Series or Checkered Flag Sports, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, they made some COT diecasts in 2007, and they still made some Gen 4s in 2007 and 2008 for like the Busch Series or Nationwide Series, X, Y, and Z. But they were still around, but I think they rebranded or they got bought out, something like that. But all the Roush drivers, they would go to Action Winter Circle for 2007. So paint schemes like this got made on the amazingly better Ford Fusion Winter Circle mold, which I really like. And they also made some for 2006, and I'm not sure the whole backstory to it. I'm assuming halfway through the season, maybe they got bought out or they left Team Caliber. I don't know, because there's like Carl Edwards cars. There's Greg Biffle ones. I want to say there could be a Matt Kenseth 2006 Action Winter Circle diecast out there. I don't know all the details, but '06 was a very interesting year for the sport. A lot of people say that's where the NASCAR games started to go downhill, right? The first game to really not have any alternate paint schemes. Career mode felt pretty, it started to feel like they were taking away features rather than adding features. 2006 was kind of the start of the downhill for me, at least, and especially for my own experience, because I didn't get NASCAR '07, which was the 2006 game. I rented it at Blockbuster. That's a throwback. But 2006, a lot of people consider that kind of the downfall, the start of it. And then all my local stores stopped carrying NASCAR diecasts in 2006. So that even adds another layer to it. My local store stopped carrying them because Racing Champions, they left. Hot Wheels was out. So it was pretty much Team Caliber, which I don't think was sold at normal retail stores. And then you had Action Winter Circle. And my local stores literally quit carrying Action Winter Circle diecasts. So I was pretty much out of the collecting game, unless you go to like a whole town over or something. It was such a weird time, 2006 for NASCAR, in my opinion. So I kind of like, to me, the prime of NASCAR ended in '05. That's my honest take on there. I'm curious what y'all might think, but regardless, man, what an interesting diecast. I mean, it could be worse. I've seen, oh my goodness, what was it? I think it was a Ward Burton 2004 car, and it was made by Team Caliber. I kid you not, the Nextel Cup decal, I think, was over here on the quarter panel or on the side panel. One of the absolute goofiest diecasts I have ever seen. I don't know what the backstory to it was. I don't know if it was a promo. I don't know if it was a joke. But I seen it, and it's an alternate paint scheme or something he had in 2004, I think it was. And like the contingency panel wasn't even a contingencies panel. It was scattered everywhere. I think the roof decal was like turned sideways. I don't know what the biff it is, but that was interesting. So thank you all for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. And again, if you're a Team Caliber fan, this is not a dig or anything like that, guys. I respect everyone's opinions on this channel, but I think it's interesting to kind of compare the different diecast molds and see which one's the most realistic. That's what I like to do. I will say, though, I love the window net detail. That's a nice touch. And one last thing, these are screwed down, so you could unscrew this and you could take the top off the car and you could just have a diorama, right, of a stock car body. You could do all that. You could modify it. You could change it up. So there's a lot of potential. If you had a shop display and you don't feel like drilling them out, you could just buy a bunch of the overproduced Team Caliber cars, take the bodies off of them. Congratulations, now you have a whole bunch of roller chassis for a cool little diorama. So there's some stuff you can do. That's all for now. Diecastbuffet signing off.